What is up, guys, and welcome to the South Coast. I'm out in the garage today, just sort of putzing around, cleaning up some tools from a transmission job I had to do not long ago. Videos on the channel. But I got to thinking about the spring coming up. It's sort of mid-February right now, and I guess it's sort of late February, mid to late February. And springtime here on the South Coast is right around the corner. The grass is about to be shooting up, so I wanted to make a quick video with sort of my list of the top 5 preparations you need to make for mowing season coming into full swing. So made a couple notes. I'll be putting in some video of previous work from other videos I've done. And yeah, so let's get into it. First thing, mower maintenance. Wintertime is when I do all my mower maintenance. I get caught up on oil changes, oil filter changes, also change the fuel filter, go through if I'm at my hour mark for needing to swap the fluid in the hydro gears. I'll go ahead and do that during the winter time as well. Definitely want to inspect your belt at least every other time you mow. That's sort of when I inspect it. Obviously I glance down there and make sure there's no big sticks or anything getting caught up in the belt, but just doing a good inspection of it, running your hand across it, obviously not while the mower's running, but just doing a good visual inspection of it, making sure it is still tight, properly tensioned is a good thing to do. And so you definitely want to have that done prior to going out to mow. Blade sharpening. Right now is a great time to start off the season with nice sharp blades. What I usually do is I have 2 sets of blades, which I've really only been using one set. I have the factory set that came on the mower, and then I got a set of copperhead blades that I've been using primarily. I really like those blades. I'll have those linked down in the description if you want to check them out. But right now is a great time to pull those blades off your mower, get them sharpened up, and just start off the season with a nice crisp cut. While you're at it, go ahead and get all the fittings grease that you may have on your mower. I know on my mower, it's a Bad Boy Maverick. I think there's 8 different grease fittings, so go ahead and get all those done up. And then big key is making sure your battery's charged. There's nothing worse than going out in the springtime, going to hop on your mower, get it fired up for that first cut, and the battery's dead. I just put a video out on the channel a couple weeks ago of hooking up a battery tender trickle charger on my Bad Boy. So go check that out. I'll have that link down in the description as well. But getting that trickle charger on there, keeping that battery topped off is a great way to ensure that you'll have that nice quick startup that first time you go to mow. Second thing, fuel supply. I like to use the VP Racing fuel jugs. They're 5-gallon fuel jugs. They have a nice, you get them with a nice flexible hose on there, and then they have the air bleeder valve. So all these new EPA regulated fuel canisters, they have that nozzle that the air has to go in the nozzle as the fuel's coming out, and they're so much slower than the old style fuel jugs. So I highly recommend getting the VP Racing fuel jugs. They're not technically DOD approved or whatever, or EPA approved for transportation of fuel. So just whatever you need to do to stay legal in your area. But for me, I just use the VP fuel jugs like I would any other fuel jug, and it works out great. Also, if you haven't already, you need to find a gas station around you that offers non-ethanol fuel. There's a ton of them around where I live. They usually offer at least 1 octane level of non-ethanol fuel. It's definitely more expensive than traditional, well, I guess it's traditional now, but the 10% ethanol fuel that all the gas stations have. But it's definitely worth it to run the non-ethanol fuel in your mower, as well as any other power equipment you have, lawnmower, weed eater, blower, 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, all that sort of stuff. You ought to be running non-ethanol fuel, so make sure you find a good fuel supply coming into the spring. Third on the list is PPE, personal protective equipment. Primary things you're looking for is ear protection, I've got some molded earplugs that I got made a while back, and I love those. If you have somebody around you who can do molded earplugs, I suggest going and get a set. Otherwise, you can just use the sort of roll-up foam earplugs or a nice set of ear muffs. I've got a set that I use for shooting. I'll go ahead and link those down in the description as well. Eye protection, I just wear regular sunglasses. I know there's going to be some safety police out there saying that you have to wear Z87 rated safety goggles, impact rated safety glasses while you're mowing, but I just wear my standard sunglasses and just roll with that. Do what you need to do there. Sunscreen, that's a big one a lot of people forget, especially down here in the south. That sun is pretty brutal during the summertime, and if you're not wearing sunscreen, you got a pretty good chance of getting sunburned. And if you're getting sunburned, you are increasing your risk for skin cancer. I've had multiple people in my life have skin cancers. It runs in my family. My grandmother died of a skin cancer, and my mom has had several skin cancers removed. So it's a high priority to me to stay protected from skin cancer by using sunscreen. Also wear, a lot of times I'll wear a long sleeve shirt, like just a lightweight sort of, Nike has like a dry fit, Under Armour has a warm gear, sort of lightweight, airy shirt. A lot of the ones I wear are Mountain Hardwear, just sort of that lightweight, it's a polyester sort of material, but just mainly to keep that sun off of you. There's tons of brands who make them. Just go find you a long sleeve sun shirt, and it's that much less sunscreen you got to put on, but still need to get it on back of your neck, ears, face, hands, any exposed skin. You really ought to be putting sunscreen on. Then usually I'm either wearing tennis shoes or boots and long pants. Just same thing as the shirt, just trying to reduce my sun exposure. Even during the summertime, it may get a little bit warm, but you can find some lightweight pants. Keep your legs protected, so you don't have to wear sunscreen on your legs. Also, I wear a hat, usually either a baseball hat like this, or I have a wider brim sun hat that I'll wear, a fishing hat. And basically all that stuff, once again, is about sun protection. Next thing, if you're like me and you're not living at the spot where you're cutting the grass most often, or if you are running a lawn care business, you're driving around a bunch, going to different properties to cut grass and whatnot, you need to make sure your transportation is ready to go. Obviously, truck and trailer for most people. Obviously, truck maintenance, that's a whole separate thing, but for your trailer, make sure your hubs are greased, make sure your tires are in good condition and they are fully aired up. Make sure your springs are in good condition, and that deck on your trailer. A lot of wood deck trailers will tend to rot out over time, so take a look at the condition of the deck on your trailer. Make sure it's good to go. Make sure it's good to support the weight of that mower. You don't want to be going down the road and your mower fall through the deck, cause some big old issues. You don't want that in your life. If your deck is rotting out, I've got some videos of me struggling through replacing the deck on my mower trailer. So check out the description. I'll have those linked down there. Which also reminds me, back to the mower maintenance section. Make sure your tires are aired up. Make sure you don't have any leaks in your tires. You want that tire pressure to be even on both sides, so you're not cutting at an angle. It actually makes more of a difference than you would think. And then my fifth and final item of preparation for the mowing season is to do a good walkthrough of your property. Anywhere that you're going to be cutting, whether you only cut in your property, or if you are, like I said, a lawn care company, you're going out to other people's properties to cut them. You probably already know this. It's a good idea to do a walkthrough of the property before you start cutting, especially if you have kids. I know my kids tend to spread their toys all around the backyard. Dogs move sticks all over the backyard. There's new holes. Seems like every time I turn around there's a new hole dug in the backyard. So you're going to go walk through your property, make sure you're not going to run into any obstacles. For me anyway, it's definitely way less frustrating to just do a walkthrough of the property, collect everything all at once, get it put away, so I have a clear path to mow the entire yard at once instead of mowing, stopping, getting off, picking up a bunch of stuff, moving it, and then having to make a ton of stops to clear the path. So watch out for sticks, toys, erosion over the winter time. I know especially in the northern states, you get a bunch of snow that'll melt and then refreeze, and a bunch of erosion stuff goes on there, so you don't want to be cutting and then fall into a deep rut or a washout, anything like that. And then, like I said, the holes, whether you have kids digging holes in your yard to play in the mud or just animals digging holes to burrow, whatever it may be, just do a walkthrough, make sure you don't have any obstacles. It'll make that first mow that much more enjoyable. So that's pretty much all I got for my top 5 items to prepare for the mowing season. I'm excited. I'm ready to get back on the mower, ready to get some grass cut. This winter was much slower than it usually is. One aspect of that is the fact that we're building a house on the property that I usually cut, so I've been staying away with the mower just because I don't want to get nails in my tires, all that sort of stuff. But we've had a pretty dry winter here on the South Coast, so we haven't had a ton of growth. So everything's sort of in check right now. It's all working out. But we're going to wrap it up here. I hope y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time down here on the South Coast.